17th of August 2024. Pokémon Masters EX launches a trailer to celebrate their upcoming 5-year anniversary, and the hype train is fully in motion. To give you a quick rundown on what Masters is, it's a gacha game developed by mobile gaming company Dina Games, where players can summon their favourite Pokémon pals to battle as, upgrade, and date. Oh, so it's that type of game now. These character and Pokemon combinations are referred to in-game as sync pairs, and it's become a common trend for developers Dina to release some of the biggest and best as part of the anniversary celebrations. For the first year, we got Blue and Blastoise, a leaf that was into narcotics, and Mr. ... himself, Red. The second year went even further, bringing us fan favourites Lily, N, and Steven, accompanied with extremely powerful legendary Pokemon.
Legalize nuclear bombs.
Why does this Rock Enjoyer have a shiny Mega Rayquaza? Who cares? We know you're still going to spend money anyway. But no one could prepare for the 3rd anniversary, where worlds would collide and Ash Ketchum and Pikachu would become playable in a Pokemon game for the first time since Puzzle League on the N64. Finally, Pokemon fans could feel what it's like to have both plot armor and female attention. The 4th anniversary was kind of a letdown in my opinion. It was just the Kanto trio again, but now equipped with pigeons that did stupidly high amounts of damage. As the days before the anniversary decreased, so did the hours of sleep achieved by the Masters EX player base. Just what sync pairs had Dina been cooking up in the kitchen to mark this monumental achievement? I mean, 5 long hard years of trying to convince Pokemon fans to swipe their mother's credit card for paid gems had to amount to something, right? A week later, a second trailer answered that question, and whether it was a good answer is up to you. Within it, Dina would introduce the concept of Arc Suits, a new type of unit in which a pre-existing sync pair receives the almighty Llama Goat power and a fancy white costume in the process. The first 3 sync pairs to receive such a blessing would be Lance and Dragonite, Steven and Metagross, and Cynthia and Garchomp. Gotta pander to the fan favourites, you know? My favourite part of this trailer has to be Volo seething in the background watching everyone but him be blessed by Arceus.
It should have been me, not him!
Finally, the trailer capped off with the reveal that the players would receive a free Arc suit in the form of Lily and Solgaleo, and that was that. Overall, it's nothing too crazy, but still a pretty... Hold on. That's a significant chunk of dislikes. So then why exactly has Arceus made the game's player base cast their own negative judgment on the game? Well, for starters, we've already seen these sync pairs before. I know recycling is meant to be good for the environment, but I have a slight hunch it isn't good for the average gacha player's mental well-being. It's important to remember that this trio of sync pairs have existed in the game for over 4 years. Lance was dropped on Christmas Day 2019, Cynthia was added on New Year's Day 2020, and Steven joined the party on February 14th 2020, or Valentine's Day. I should also mention that this trio have racked up 12 alternate sync pairs since being released. Meanwhile, characters such as Watson and Drayden are still not in the game after 5 years. Please, someone, let me out of this prison. Sorry, I can't quite hear you. You said you wanted another Steven? Here you go. The community had gotten used to the anniversary unveiling brand new or at least new interpretations of characters equipped with unique and interesting Pokemon. So this was quite the change of direction from Dina. All this interpretation amounts to is a £40 lab coat from Temu. I mean, the free Lily is literally an exact reskin of her Lunala sync pair from the 2nd year anniversary. What is this, Yokai Watch? Maybe you can give Lance the benefit of the doubt and say that his Dragonite is a different one because he owns 3 of them, but come on, have a bit of originality. So why exactly should Dina expect people to pull for these pairs? There is one compelling reason. They're flipping broken. Now what makes a sync pair cracked is quite a complicated discussion, so I'll try to explain it the best I can for those of you that go outside. Sync pair viability is determined by multiple factors such as base stats, attacking moves, sync moves, trainer skills, and passive abilities. Base stats determine how much damage you initially give and receive. Attacking moves give the damage. Sync moves give big damage after a certain amount of turns have passed, and trainer skills along with passive abilities provide buffs to both your team and allies to increase your team's damage and mitigate enemy damage. But after 5 years of service, Master Sync pairs have gone from having basic attacks and trainer skills that increase maybe 1 or 2 stats of their Pokemon to excerpts from the Bible. This is what is known as Powercreep, a common method employed by gacha games to make sure you maintain that crippling gambling addiction that keeps the profits rolling in. On the current community tier list, the top 5 damage dealers are either anniversary sync pairs or sync pairs released in the last year. It's just super discouraging, especially when the latest groups of units are some of the most blatant examples of power creep we've ever had. Let's compare 2020 Cynthia's passive abilities to Arc Suit Cynthia's as an example. The OG pair's passives give Garchomp a 30% chance to raise its speed every time she attacks, and grants her attacks a 60% damage boost if Garchomp is in a sandstorm. It should be noted that Cynthia cannot summon a sandstorm herself and instead relies on another teammate to do this for her. Now, on to Arc Suit Cynthia. Arc Suit Cynthia has 4 passive skills in total. The first one increases damages dealt by all her allies by 10% and decreases damage taken by 20%. This is increased further if her allies are ground type. The second one boosts the power of ground type moves of all allies and lowers the resistance of ground type moves for all opponents. The third passive powers up ground type moves for everyone when in a sandstorm, which Cynthia can now set up herself, and also extends the duration of said sandstorm. The fourth and final passive raises her attack by 6 stages when she summons a sandstorm. Pretty exhaustive list, right? Well, we're not done yet because I lied. There is actually a 5th passive that makes all of Garchomp's attacks have 100% accuracy and 100% crit rate. There's so much more that makes this unit so much better than the original that I can't fit in this video, but you can understand why players that invested a lot into the original pairs might be a little annoyed. Luckily though, at least from what I've seen, the free Lily and Solgaleo are actually a decent unit too. So then how does one obtain one of these hydrogen bombs that aren't free? You'll need to use the Sync Pair Scout, a glorified slot machine that absorbs gems earned through gaming and credit card swiping and spits out trainers and Pokemon instead of something actually tangible. The Sync Pair Scout is separated into sections called banners that give you a chance to obtain a featured character. There are many types of banners with many different rules and regulations, but Dina in their infinite wisdom knew that these glorious garments could not be tarnished by an already existing banner. So they created a new one called the Arc Suit banner, where the chances of getting your favorite featured character are 1%. That's right, if you're not lucky enough to receive the Llama Goat's blessing, get ready to learn credit card until you do, buddy. But wait, maybe it's not all doom and gloom. See, Masters has a system where for every 100 gems you use on a banner, you gain 1 scout point. After 400 scout points have been collected, you can pick a free 5-star of your choice, including any featured characters. So if players really wanted one of these guys and had saved up some gems over months of playing the game, they would be able to 100% guarantee one of these Arc Suit sync pairs. Sorry, I have to take this. Hello? Wait, what do you mean they've increased the scout point limit from 400 to 500 for the Arc Suit banner? Sorry about that, I guess those hypothetical people will have to save up 10,000 more gems before they can guarantee one of these sync pairs on their account. So to summarize, for Pokemon Masters 5th year anniversary, they are releasing reskinned sync pairs that power creep the original pairs to oblivion, have a 1% chance of being scouted, and take more gems than any other unit to get guaranteed. Yeah, I guess I can sort of see why the community is outraged. And this intrigues me as to what they'll do for the 6th anniversary. Maybe they'll release a blurred version of Red and you'll have to pull on a banner that has a 0.5 chance of unblurring the character and a separate 0.5 chance of unblurring the Pokemon. That's if the game makes it to the 6th anniversary without shutting down. And to be honest, if they keep releasing these flashy, overpowered, inaccessible reskins, they might not.